So here's a rude question for two of the three guys, but I prepped them, so they'll be ready.
No comment.
Thank you. People say that to me all the time. Is there going to be a place in 5 or 10 years for a generalist, all-purpose job board like Monster, CareerBuilder, HotJobs?
Absolutely, without a doubt. And
I disagree, by the way, but we'll go there in a minute.
Let me give you my theory on this. I have the great opportunity of meeting with CareerBuilder customers on a regular basis. Sometimes I meet with as many as 8 to 10 customers on a weekly basis. No less than 20 organizations I'm engaged with right now, with the limited reporting capabilities that they have to date, are validating us as either their number 2 source of hire or their number 1 source of hire. And through analytics and intense strategy on how to best utilize the tool that we provide to them, we've been able to, without a doubt, literally turn up the number of hires that we're able to deliver to an organization. Some of our larger, more national enterprise organizations that we deal with, in some cases, we're delivering thousands and thousands of hires. We analyze from an analytical standpoint what share of the talent that that this one of our larger organizations is accessing. So, we can kind of forecast not only what we're delivering them, but how much talent is still out there on our platform and our platform alone that they're not accessing, that their competitors for talent are accessing. Some of our largest, say for example, some of our largest engineering customers, are accessing less than 1% of the engineering talent that is on our site. So when you think about, classifying a general job board, and I do think there's an opportunity for everybody to get more targeted and more niche, and we're pursuing those avenues. But just looking from an analysis standpoint, the customers that we're working the best with, we're still only delivering less than 1% of what we can to these organizations. And when we hear the concern, help me find more talent, I still need to access more talent. From a strategy standpoint now, we're just looking at numbers. We're building strategic media plans that are highly targeted, and we're just basically, we can turn up the volume. And that works very well for them because their metrics already say that we're delivering quality candidates to them. It's just a matter of turning it up. So I think when you look at us delivering only 1%, I think we have a lot more to do for our customer base, and I'm pretty bullish on our growth.
Kevin.
So 5 years from now, I think you'll see a very different look, at least from HotJobs. But I think of it like something that we can all relate to. There's Walmart and Best Buy, and they both coexist, right? Walmart still sells electronics, but Best Buy has, kind of become a massive success story through a reality that said Walmart's the dominant player in space. So the two can coexist, and I think that's what we'll see is that there are different customers, both recruiters and job seekers, who have different needs. Some people want to go very, very, very deep in a category, and so you'll see something like Dice thrive in its niche, and then you'll see a general all-purpose service like HotJobs. You'll see it succeed. You'll see it evolve for sure. I think we're very excited about the ways that we go beyond what a typical job board would do. I think, I don't want to shrug at the question because I think it is something that we need to think deeply about. We need to be incredibly relevant, right? Walmart has evolved quite a bit over time. It sells food now, right? Perishables, as an example, right? So we got to continue to evolve in what we do and how we serve people's needs. But absolutely, people need, in a fragmented world, there's actually increasing value for aggregation, for that central starting point. Yahoo overall has proven that.
Okay.
Peter, I have a completely different perspective, I think, on this.
Yeah, that's a good one to get Terry's perspective on.
Our clients are local and they are niche specific, right? So we power 500 job boards. They're the trade associations of the world. They're the local chamber of commerce of the world. I don't think the Best Buy Walmart analogy applies because it doesn't take into account the local nature of those two sites. It's not about what they sell, it's how quickly can it get there, is it local, right? And if 1% of your audience is being utilized from a candidate basis, it doesn't show a whole lot of affinity between those candidates and why they go to that site. A good example would be IEEE is a large trade association that we power, and they've got lots of engineering candidates, and I can tell you the utilization of their candidates is probably an order of magnitude higher, 10, 20%, right? Because people go to that source knowing they're going to get highly targeted candidates. That's the whole point, right? So if you get 1% utilization from a national job board, what does that tell you in terms of their reach and the affinity of and the targeted approach of those recruiters looking for specific talent? So I think it is going to go local. I think it is going to go niche, and I think you guys will adapt and you'll find ways to reach those audiences. But it's you got to have a mix. Right?
Yeah, my slides from 8, 9, 10 years ago said there will no longer be a monster lowercase m job board. I think monster CareerBuilder and HotJobs will all continue to exist, but they're going to evolve pretty radically. You said in 5 years HotJobs is going to look much different than it does now. Okay. What?
I'm not going to give it away today.
Absolutely, you're not getting on.
No, I think I'm already leading. I think Terry's got a good point. I mean, HotJobs powers the career portions of 600 newspapers, websites. So, we're obviously finding ways to give the kind of the local content that people need, and it is just an analogy, but there's still that ability to kind of merchandise differently, kind of adapt to what the local needs are. You're not going to sell mittens in South Florida, right? So it's you got to be adaptive, but there are some underlying technologies that are very helpful across any category, any place, and you get the scale from that. I think that we're going to be less reliant on that kind of linear mode of search, apply for jobs and wait, apply and pray. I think we'll be very good at going and finding hard to reach candidates. I think we'll be very good, and there's going to be, in 5 years, it's going to be a very severe shortage in certain areas because of demographics, because of skill shifts. So I think that's going to be incredibly important. I think we're going to develop a new relationship with users that gives them a little bit more trust in sharing explicit preferences, and we'll have to, again, be very careful with privacy and some of their trust issues. But you'll see a very intimate relationship between I think all parties and the recruitment websites.